If you don't have the walking pad, it's fine, because all you're going to do is walk in place with me, okay? So either way, we're getting in the movement. Shake your hips right here. And we're going to chit chat. I've been getting a lot of questions just in general in the community and on social media. So while we work out, while we walk together, why not address these things? Why not answer these questions, right? So just take a few deep breaths right here. Spirax walking pad. This is a really basic walking pad. I need a little bit for my back. Come on. Just a little bit. And it's a basic walking pad. No review is perfect for any product, but I always do my best. I want to turn this on. 2 ways to turn it on. You have to turn on the machine and you have to turn on the remote. So we're on. Hold on, are we on? There we go. And I will begin to increase the speed. Okay, so when I am choosing a product, so let me go a little slower for now, hold on. 2.2. So when I'm choosing a product, there's always going to be some negative reviews. Okay, I take it with a grain of salt while I'm researching, because I'm looking at multiple products and somebody's always got something to say, okay? I am going to read through the reviews, listen to what people are actually saying, and make my decision from there. So I just don't see a product and say, yeah, I'm going to get it. I do my research. So when I recommend something to you, you can be assured that I have really researched it for you. So you know, I'm taking out that extra legwork that you may not want to do. Now listen, I still encourage you to do your research, of course, but when I get something, number one, I do the research, and number two, I use it for a length of time. So I get products and don't even tell you about it yet. I don't even say that I have it, because I'm quietly using it to make sure that I love it, that it works the way it says it's going to work, that it's convenient. And in this small space that I have in my basement, so basically what you see right here, this is my space. So yes, the basement pushes out, but there's like the television and there's some areas where the kids can kind of hang out a little bit. Then I have a little desk over here. So this tiny little space right here, this is my area. That's all I got. So I have to make sure that it's doable in a small workout space. So I mentioned that this walking pad is not super fancy. Now, as walking pads become more popular, I've seen the kind where it has the rail where you can hold on to the rail, or the display is much more fancy, or it's bigger. I don't need all that, especially when you're trying to be economical, when you're trying to be savvy with your coins, right? It's giving me what I need. It's going to tell me how long I walked. It's going to tell me how fast I'm walking. That's all I need. I don't need a lot of bells and whistles when I'm doing something. So I'm going to pick up the speed here. And we're not just going to talk about, okay. So we're not just going to talk about the walking pad. I am getting a lot of questions, guys. A lot of questions. I'm going to gingerly throw my glasses here. Careful, Josie. About menopause. Okay, I've been posting about menopause. I am in the throes of this thing. Like, I am 51, deep in these menopausal issues. Okay? When I began perimenopause, the biggest thing I noticed is that the workouts I was doing, they were no longer effective. Yeah, they still work, but they weren't really doing the job. what was I doing? I was doing a lot of that hardcore jumping and HIIT workouts and you know, just jumping around and on the floor, up, all over the place. Like really hardcore stuff. And I was working out for long extended periods of time, 45 minutes to an hour. That's what I used to do. But once I entered this menopausal situation, I found that even though I was doing that stuff, my belly was, I noticed it was starting to get a little bigger. And that it wasn't as easy to control the belly situation. Before it was easier, you know what I mean? I dropped the weight, I had been successful with the weight loss, lost over 40 pounds. Boom, menopause hits. Josie, your belly's getting bigger, it's getting tighter, things are getting tighter around your waist, what's going on? The things you do prior to menopause, they don't really work like that. We need gentler workouts. We don't need things that are going to heighten our cortisol levels, that are going to raise our cortisol levels. This right here, nice and gentle. You know how we do things around here, okay? Not only that, but it becomes especially more and more important in menopause to get the processed, crappy foods out of your diet. They are going to hit you harder during this time. So you're already having the symptoms. You're already, some of you are struggling. I hear it. I hear you guys saying this to me and talking about it. I'm struggling. Nothing's working. I can't get this weight off. Like, Josie, come on, help me out here. You got to change the way you eat. Prioritize protein, and you really have to get the processed, packaged, white flour, pasta type things out of your diet. Now, you don't do it all at once because you're setting yourself up for something not good if you try to do, you know, all or nothing. So you gradually make changes. You've been sticking with me. You've heard me talk about start small and build. You do 1 or 2 small things, you get really good at it, you're consistent with it, and then you add on. And then you add on again. And then you add on and add on. And then you're doing a bunch of small things that have led up to this big, good mountain of things. Okay? But I hear the frustration with the menopausal belly. I hate to use this word, but it sounds like hopelessness. Hopelessness. Forgive me, guys. These braces, they got me fumbling my words sometimes. But it's like that give up spirit. This is going to take time. This is not an instant thing that happens. Okay? So let me tell you what I've done in the past few months. This is quite by accident. I didn't mean to lose almost 10 pounds recently. I wasn't trying to lose any weight. Okay? All I wanted to do was, understanding that this menopausal situation is happening, I wanted to tighten up my diet. So I did not change my workouts. So everything you see in the app, on social media, I continue to do the same type of workouts, but I had to tighten up my food. I had to tighten up my food. So instead of doing an 80-85% rule of clean eating, meaning 15% splurging, 15% having a good time with the food, I went to like 90% tightening things up. So I did like a 5 to 10% splurge instead of the 15%. And you might say, well, 10% isn't that much different than 15%. Yes, it is. Obviously. Yes, it is. It makes a difference. So I increased my protein. My hydration has always been pretty good. Dialed in on the collagen. Yes, I've always taken collagen, but I dialed in on that to become extra consistent, and magnesium. I didn't know it at the time, y'all. Magnesium has really helped to balance me out hormonally. Look it up, Google it, do some research on your magnesium. It is a help to you. So there are things you can do when you are trying to control your menopause belly. It is not just about, oh, I need to work out harder. Oh, I need to deprive myself. No, there is a strategic, systematic way to get it done. Okay, so get into the community, ask me questions. I'd like to have a broader conversation about it. Some things I may not have thought of that you have a question that I can answer for you. And we're going to do a whole feature on this menopause thing here in the app. It's important. We need it, okay? Come on, take some deep breaths. We're walking together. How about we increase the speed? Come on. Let's increase the speed. Come on. Woo! So I just went from 2.2 to 3.6. Come on, Josie. My core is tight. My core is tight. Some people say to me, what? You don't have any shoes on. I don't want to wear shoes. I haven't worn shoes for my workouts in over a decade. I don't do it. My ankles and feet are much stronger because of it. When I was working out in my shoes, my sneakers on the carpet, my feet were like jamming and I was getting stuck in the carpet. I can't tell you how many, I sprained my ankle at least 3 times working out in shoes, and I was like, that's it. I'm not doing it anymore. So it bothers people that I don't wear shoes. Look, you do you. Whatever's right for you, you do that thing. But I'm not going to put on shoes just because somebody is complaining. The display says we're about 10-ish minutes in. Woo! Okay, so as we pick up the pace here, feeling the legs stronger, the thighs getting tighter as I'm having to balance on this. So you might say, man, I can never balance with a walking pad. Well, when I first got the walking pad, it was weird. It was definitely weird, but you will get the hang of it really fast, okay? Woo! Use those arms. If you're on the floor just power walking, you know what to do when you get down. Come on, right? Use those arms right here. Woo! Okay. Woo. Come on, Josie. Yep, the sweat has kicked in. Take those nice deep breaths. Whoa, I love it. Just take time to breathe right here. So what type of protein am I prioritizing right now? Let me take it down a little bit so I can talk to you without tripping myself up. Ground veal. Chicken thighs. You might say, oh, I thought chicken breast was like the queen of chicken parts for fitness. Well, I mean, I eat chicken breast, but it can be dry. I like the chicken thigh because it adds more flavor and juiciness. So what I like to do is get a marinade. Throw those chicken thighs in a Ziploc bag and let that baby marinate. I'm actually going to do it today. So I have a jerk chicken marinade. I'm going to take the chicken thighs, throw them in the Ziploc bag with the marinade, whoosh it all together, make sure it's all good, and let it sit for about 6 hours in the refrigerator. That way all I have to do is throw it in the pan, bake it up. When it's time, my family likes rice. Okay, I'll make the rice. I might have a little bit of rice, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna make a meal out of it. It's better than the chicken breast. Yes, again, I still eat it, You eat the chicken breast, but chicken thighs are fine. Don't let somebody tell you, oh, chicken, the thighs are fatty, and if you want to lose weight, man, get out of here. Enjoy that chicken thigh. So I got that. I got the salmon. I love salmon. Now here's the thing about salmon. Don't get that farm-raised stuff. Look at the bag. If you're doing frozen, look at the bag. Make sure that it says wild caught. That farm-raised fish is so bad for you. I ate that stuff for a long time until I started to really read and educate myself and understand it is not good for you. So, yeah, it still has the protein. But when we're talking about our health, yeah, we all want to look good, right? I want to look good. I want to look in the mirror in a picture and I'm like, oh, look at you, Josie. But I need my health. I need to be healthy. So with that said, I'm going to choose the wild caught fish over that farm raised stuff. Woo, my heart rate feels good right now. So let's talk about splurges, because I still splurge. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was out with my mom, and it's the perfect time. If you're at a restaurant, that's the time when you enjoy the bread and butter they bring to the table, when you might order your dessert. It's occasions like that. My daughter, my teenage kid, she's 15, she likes to bake. If she's baking cookies, I don't care what's going on or what day it is. If my kid bakes some cookies and says, Mommy, I made some cookies, I'm going to eat the cookie because my baby made the cookie. That's more important than, oh no, daughter, I can't do that because blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, those are the times that I choose to splurge and choose to enjoy those foods that if I ate all the time, it would just bloat me and I would just gain weight. I'm being very selective. So, this is a challenge to you. How selective are you being with your splurges? How often are you splurging? Are you splurging too much? I don't know. You got to answer that. How often are you splurging? Are you having dessert every night? If you are, that's no good. Are you having dessert 4 times a week? When I say dessert, it could be after dinner or it could be after lunch. Do you always feel like you need something sweet after lunch? We gotta dial that in. Okay? So here is something I do that is, we are 0.75 miles in. What I do after dinner, I take plain Greek yogurt, put in a little bit of raw honey with my scoop of collagen. Stir it all up. You can put fresh fruit in it as well. That is a beautiful, refreshing dessert to have. I maybe do that, probably like 4 or 5 times a week, and it's good. Now, when it comes to sugar and sweets, maple syrup and raw honey are my go-to allowables. I allow those, okay? I'm still going to watch it. I'm still not going to go overboard, but I'm not going to do I am not adding white sugar to anything. I realize that if I go out somewhere, you really don't know the ingredients if you're ordering something out. You don't know what they really put in it. There's probably going to be some sugar in it, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to do that at home. Ooh, take a deep breath. Man, the sweat. The sweat is just, woo, girl, how you feeling? Keep moving. Keep moving. So when I say raw honey, you know, it's not like this huge scoop, but I put it in there. And even with that, it's caused me to lose these almost like 9-ish pounds lately, even though I'm enjoying raw honey like 4 times a week. But the processed food, the chips, the white rice, what else? See, you have to know what affects your belly, because it's not just about the weight gain. What is it? The bloating. Now there's a training in here called "You're Not Fat, You're Bloated." You got to pick it up. You got to look at that training in the app here. You're not fat, you're bloated. It's a big eye opener to what foods can do to you when they bloat you. So there's 2 things at play. Yes, the weight gain is at play and the bloating is at play. And those 2 things together are making the visual of how you look. You see what I'm saying? If you get control of your bloating, if you address the foods that are bloating you, number 1, visually, you're going to look slimmer pretty fast when you get out the foods that bloat you. And number 2, because you're not eating those bloated foods, the calories aren't there because you're not intaking. Take a deep breath. Ooh, yes. Man, so much to say about that. Now, I'm looking at my feet right now. I do have, so you might say, Josie, you walk out barefoot. What do you wear when you go out? You don't go out barefoot, Josie. No. But I recently purchased a couple of pairs of barefoot shoes. What does that mean? 0 drop barefoot shoes. They're not for everyone, because I realize some people have feet issues, feet, ankle, knee issues, and they won't work for you. I get that. They're not for everybody. Barefoot shoes have a wider toe box so that your feet are not crammed and crunched. I don't want my feet hurt when I'm wearing shoes. I am not about being in pain so I can look cute. I refuse to be in pain so I can look cute. So I'm going to wear shoes that are comfortable. So it has the wider toe box. So you can literally move your toes wide inside the shoe, inside the sneaker, and 0 drop, meaning there's no raise, there's no elevation in the heel or anything. That's what my feet are used to. I'm going to share on those too, okay? But man, oh man, I love them. So that's what I've been chilling and hanging out and wearing when I'm out. We are at 0.97 miles. Come on. Come on. Let's bring it on home. Come on, Josie. Come on. Woo! Let's get this mile in. Let's do this thing. Take your nice deep breaths. Ooh, it jumped to 0.99. Okay. Timer says 21 minutes and 50 seconds. Let's get in that mile. Come on. Come on. Let's do it. See, I couldn't walk this fast before. Hey, a mile! You know, if you really wanted to like do a little hop here, you could. I mean, fast walking works, but you could do a little. That's about all I'm going to do, because I don't really like to run. But this isn't bad. Okay, let's take it down. Woo! Yeah. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Do a little something for my back right here. Oh boy, yes. Hello, low back. That's it. Okay, listen. Get to the community, ask me more questions, because I like this situation where we walk and talk. Okay, so ask your questions so that I can address them in future videos just like this. Okay, wipe off your brow, get some water, eat your protein today, think about what's bloating you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.